One of the interventions that His Excellency the Governor has done in terms of improving healthcare services in Nyandarua is improving access, improving quality of services, and improving affordability of health services in Nyandarua County. And to do this, one of the interventions he has done is to improve diagnostic services through improving laboratory services and radiology services.
In consideration of the services we give here, and of note is that we have specialties like surgery, medicine, ICU, and so all these different specialties require lab services, and so we have done our best to make sure we have the required laboratory services to serve that need. Also here specifically we have a blood transfusion center, a county blood transfusion center, where we collect blood from willing donors, and we also use the same unit to go conduct blood drives outside the hospital.
My name is Gitao, the lab manager, JM, and this is the facility that we call JM, serving the clients in this section. We normally receive patients in the reception. The documentation is done here. Then the samples are collected in the section that is far back there. Then the patient samples are taken into various sections within the lab where the processing is done. We normally have 4 sections. Here we have the reception, the phlebotomy, the biochemistry, hematology, the microbiology, and the blood transfusion and parasitology. So in the various sections we are going to have the personnel who are there, who are going to take you through what happens in various sections, and I hope you are going to enjoy your visitation in this facility. We normally serve patients from the wards, the outpatient, and even the referral samples from the referring facilities within Nyandarua County. Thank you.
Our facility has been doing well of late in malaria diagnosis because we have been able to be in a position that the Nyandarua has been earmarked for total elimination of malaria by the coming year. Yes. So this reference lab of ours is actually enrolled into PT scheme. One is slide checking. This is what you find me checking right here. These are slides that have been generated from all the facilities within the county, and they are brought to the to the county reference laboratory. Then once they are led from here, they are sent to the national level. Another PT scheme that we are enrolled in, we call it the provisions test, whereby these are slides that are received from the national level. They are characterized slides with no results. The facility staff check on the slides, then the results are sent to the national level for confirmation. The results are then shared with the county medical lab coordinator so that she can be able to know the progress or the regress of the performance of the staff.
This is the place where we do all the serological tests. As you can see from here, we do the hepatitis A virus, B and C, where we look for the antibodies. Then we have the H. pylori antigen and Salmonella antigen, where we look for, this is for ulcers and this for typhoid, but the both kits we do the antigen principal test. We have the PSA, this is prostate surface antigen for men above 40, where we test for the prostate markers. And we have the CRAG test, where we look for the Cryptococcus in HIV positive patients. We also have, this is the shaker, where we mix our specimens. We rock our specimen in the centrifuge for separation. We have the water bath, where we normally carry out our cross-matching test by incubating them here.
For the chemistry test, we have the liver function test, the urea creatinine, that is the kidney function, and we have the lipid profile. These are mostly done for diabetic and hypertensive patients. Then for the HbA1c machine, we do the HbA1c for the diabetic patients to assess their blood, their glucose level in the blood. And we also do troponin I, which is a marker for the heart, that is cardiac marker. We also have the CRP. It also checks the inflammation or the infection in patient. The hematology analyzer, it checks on any infection in the blood, the amount of blood in the body, all the blood parameters, and also the platelets, the components.
In microbiology, we normally do cultures for microorganisms, and this is the place where we do the preparation of the medias. And then after the preparation, we do the sterilization. Then we do the culture. Now, when we talk of culture, it's like growing of the microorganism, and we normally culture or we inoculate the microorganism. After we have prepared the media, we introduce the microorganism in these plates, then we incubate them here. An example of this one is a culture that we did yesterday, and this is the growth we have obtained. After the growth, we do the sensitivity so that we can know the drug that we are going to use or to administer to the patient. Still in this department, we do diagnosis of other microorganisms, and of more importance is the TB diagnosis, which all of us know that it's of high burden in this country. We normally do the TB diagnosis using two methods. One is the microscopy, which we use the FM microscopy or the microscope. And also we have another one, which is a biotechnology method using this machine, which is called Gene Expert.
And we are in cytology lab, histocytology lab, and in JM Hospital. This is the unit where we check on the cancers, whether a patient has cancer. It was a service that was not there before, but during this regime and this current government, we've managed to establish this center. It's a forgotten science, the whole country, and you have numbered counties that actually offer cytology and histology. So I'll take you through what is usually done here. We'll start with, once we receive the samples are usually pap smear. Pia kuna wale wanakuwaga na uvimbe wa matiti, tunatoa hiyo the fluid. Kuna wengine wako na shida nyuguyoshi yali, pia wao tunawachukua na tunachukua vitu zinaitwa pap smear na fluids. So tukileta hizo samples hapa, tunaziprocess kwa hizi stains. So hizi stains zinatuonyesha kama mtu wako na hizo cells za cancer ama hana. So hii process hapa ndio area yote ya staining. Tunamaliza na staining, then tunakuja kufanya examination kwa hii mashini. Hii mashini ni microscope ya kisasa ya histocytology. So tunaangalia hizo slides kwa hii mashini, inaitwa microscope. Na it's a unique microscope because it's Android based, and somebody anywhere in the world can actually view this slide. You can see this is a slide of some cells of the patient. So if case the pathologist is here and they want to inquire about the status of the patient, they can actually run this, and it's seen outside the country, in America, in US, in China, or wherever, so that you're able to give the correct diagnosis. Then we have this equipment, it's called a biobase. This biobase equipment is used to centrifuge all our samples, the fluid samples, so that you're able to get the sediment. That sediment is what is stained, and you're able to tell whether a patient has cancer or not. Na nituramuhoya andũ a Nyandarua nĩ tondũ maũndũ ma cancer nĩ maingĩhĩte, mũhote gũka JM Hospital Kariuki Cytology Unit mũheo services ici citũ tondũ twĩnacio. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to the Blood Donor Clinic. My name is John Masharia. I'm a nurse, counselor, and first aider. Here we receive all our donors who have filled the questionnaire. We make sure that we welcome them, sit comfortably, and we also introduce them to this unit. Here actually what we do is to take the vital observations to make sure that our donors are eligible. What we take is blood pressure. We make sure that the blood pressure is between the normals. In case of low blood pressure or high blood pressure, we don't consider our donors as eligible, but we don't leave that way. We connect or we take the second readings so as we connect or we link the client to the outpatients if in case the vitals are above or below the normals. We also take temperature, we take the weight. All our donors must be over 50 kgs and above. So we have our weighing machines here. And also we take the HB. We would like to know the levels of the blood in their system so as we consider our donor eligible.
We usually receive blood from the phlebotomy room, and it is a whole unit whereby it's not separated. In this case, we have this machine called the refrigerated centrifuge, whereby we separate the whole unit to get the blood component, which are platelet, packed cells, and fresh frozen plasma. For the separated component, we usually store them in different machines. For the platelet, we usually store them here. Fresh frozen plasma are stored here. And we return the packed cells here. For the waiting, the result for transfusion, transmissible infections results. So after the result, we usually separate the units and store them in the safe blood.
Since the unit started last year in 2022, we have seen a tremendous change because previously we used to mainly collect our blood from Nakuru. Right now we are able to have enough stocks to serve our population, and I can say we have seen marked reduction in mortalities that would previously happen because of lack of blood. So we appreciate all the donors so far who have come to donate blood, and I would wish to encourage more and more people to come donate blood, because as you all know, we cannot buy blood from a chemist or a shop. So I am really encouraging many more people to come forward. Our unit is open from Monday to Friday, ready to receive blood donation.
And since we set up this unit, we have not had any loss of life because of loss of blood. Our mothers are safe, accident victims are safe, dialysis patients are safe, and any patient who requires blood, they get adequate blood. And we really appreciate the county government.
Naingĩhoya aikari a Nyandarua tũteithanie. Wehetwo muoyo na weteithia mũndũ ũrĩa ũngĩ. Ũguo nĩ wega tũkinyĩte handũ tũkerutĩra ithuĩ aruti a wĩra, tondũ inyuĩ mwĩna kũu nĩ mũregete gũka kũhe andũ thakame. Na no njuge ũguo nĩ wega mũke mwĩrutĩre tũhe andũ acio thakame nĩgetha tũhonokie mĩoyo.
Push toward donating blood is first of all by knowing that it helps save life, maybe of the patient, and secondly, everybody is benefiting. First of all, some diseases are transmitted through blood. They can be noticed before they get out of hand.